Hello, everybody,
Hello, everybody.
and welcome to our fifth online discussion. See that some people are still connecting to the audio. We will be taking some minutes to let everybody join and fill up the room. And we're excited about today's topic. We're very curious what the stances will be of everyone. So again, welcome everybody to the fifth online discussion. Maybe it's interesting if people say where they're from in the chat, so we kind of have a feeling how international we are, because it will be nice to know maybe that influences the perspectives that people have on whether cognitive enhancement is immoral. So please, if you feel like it, write your location in the chat. Munich, Berlin, a lot of Berlin, people from the United States in Münster, Budapest, Netherlands, cool, Slovakian in the United Kingdom, Zurich, Mexico, but living in Berlin. Cool. So it gives a bit of depth and feeling to the people you'll be discussing with. It's exciting. So we'll take some more minutes to let the room fill up. Maybe people that are a bit delayed, give them some minutes to join, and then we will get started. And I hope you don't mind, but I'd also like to acknowledge Wolfgang. Nice that you joined. Still fresh in my memory, the inspiring workshop you gave.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm still in my car and then elevator, and in 5 minutes I'll be on that.
Cool. Yeah, excited that you're joining as well. I'm curious, are most people already a member of the Mind Foundation? Is it the first event you're joining, or how did you come across this event? First one. Oh, wow, okay. A lot of people for the first time. That's cool. It's good to know. Then I'll make my explanation about what we do exactly a bit more elaborate. I've been to a few conferences of the Dutch sister organization, the Open Foundation. Yeah. It was a shame with the ICPR this year that it wasn't able to go through. Well, I mean, it happened online, of course. It was a beautiful conference. But it's always a bit different. I think they did a good job in adapting it on such short notice. Yeah. What do you think, Patrick, Lucas? Shall we start?
Yeah, I think we can start.
So we're good to go?
Awesome. So, well, welcome then, everyone, to the fifth online discussion. We'll be posing the question today whether cognitive enhancement is immoral, and you'll be explained later more exactly what that entails and which definitions we'll be maintaining for that. I'll first introduce us. I'm joined today by Patrick and Lucas. Patrick is a philosopher with a background in neuroscience, and Lucas is currently doing his PhD in clinical psychology, working on trauma and addiction in adolescents. My name is Andy, and my background is in clinical neuropsychology, and I'm also working for the Mind Foundation, which leads me to welcome to your first Mind Foundation event, if it is your first one. This particular event is hosted by the Mind Members Association. So we have a part of the Mind Foundation that facilitates community events for its members, for people to connect, with like-minded individuals to kind of have a platform for people that are interested in consciousness research, psychedelic science, in order to connect also the scientific field with each other, or people that are just enthusiastic about the potential of where this field is going towards. We are a nonprofit research and education organization based in Berlin. So that means that we have a part of our organization that is trying to do research, that tries to find articles and condense the information to in like blogs to spread it to the public or do research ourselves. A large part of which is the psilocybin depression study, which the Mind Foundation will be doing together with the university in Mannheim and Charité Berlin. You can look on the website maybe later for that. And another part is the Mind Academy, which tries to spread awareness and kind of facilitate a public discourse, and which is mostly based on a Bewusstseinskultur, which is a concept by Thomas Metzinger, who is a neurophilosopher. So he speaks about a culture of consciousness, which tries to evaluate which states of consciousness are valuable and how people can use these to have like a societal progression towards alleviating human suffering. So after that tangent, the topic we'll be speaking out today, as I already mentioned, is the question of whether cognitive enhancement is immoral. The reason we chose this topic is that it is becoming more and more relevant for our society. We are learning more and more about our own brain, who we are, how we work, and with power comes responsibility, of course. It's quite socially relevant because we're understanding better the subtle mechanisms of our neurons. And actually it was Patrick that came up with the idea for this topic because he watched the Netflix documentary, Take Your Pills. I don't know, maybe some people have seen it, which is mostly focused on modafinil, Ritalin, and these kind of performance enhancing drugs on their students. But of course, there's many types of cognitive enhancement, which we can speak about more during the course of the evening. That led us to wonder, like, what is the proper stance? How do you pull apart the social stigma, the prejudices? And generally, humans are so focused on trying to grow ourselves, to improve ourselves. Why do we have difficulty with a certain level of external influence on that growth process? Why does it feel unnatural? Why do we feel it's unfair? Why do we think it's okay if people are meditating for years on end and thereby improving their cognition versus when people take a substance that improves their cognition? I think this is a good moment to introduce our poll just before you hear the two sides of a discussion. I'll get into the structure of the discussion in a bit, but first we prepared a poll to kind of see what the general consensus is at this point. So I'd ask you, Patrick, I think, could you implement it? And then you'll see it all pop up on your screen. The question is it ethical to engage in cognitive enhancement?
1 second.
Yeah, I see.
I see that we are having another one joining from the Mind Foundation. So instead of answering the poll, I would ask you to answer in the chat. The question was, is cognitive enhancement, or is it ethical to engage in cognitive enhancement? And maybe you can write it in the chat, Andy. And the question is whether you find that this is a question you would answer with a yes, it is ethical, or you would say it's immoral, just as the title of this online discussion, or like answer C would be that it's not ethical at all, not a question of ethics, right? So maybe you can just give us an impression whether you think it's ethical, unethical, or not belonging to the ethical dimension at all.
Cool. Okay, I believe you can't see the results yet. I'm a bit surprised. It's relatively in agreement with each other, but maybe some of us can change your mind. Cool. So to get into it, the way we do these online discussions is